Stephen Hayes, editor-in-chief for the Weekly Standard and a Fox News contributor. So, Steve, I'm looking. I don't know if you caught this just moments ago. I spoke with the assistant AG under President George W. Bush, and he said, look, it is time now for Robert Mueller to put up or shut up.
Yeah, look, I think this is another step in a long investigation. I think we will see what Robert Mueller has learned from Michael Flynn in exchange for this guilty plea today, or might learn in the future, although I suspect that Robert Mueller has learned most of what he would learn from Michael Flynn. But I don't agree with Steve Cortes, who you had on earlier, who said that this is absolutely not news and not even a firecracker. My jaw dropped when I heard him say that. He made Baghdad Bob look like a truth teller in saying that. This may not end up being, a huge deal, but it's certainly something when the former top national security advisor to the President of the United States pleads guilty to lying to the FBI.
You know, here's one way of looking at it, and this is what some legal scholars have told me. Once you get to the man in the middle, and you heard Tom Dupree kind of describing him as this is it. I mean, this is the person who's going to be able to finger point and give you some information, so on and so forth. Once you get to that person, if there is no evidence there, and you and I are talking politically now, outside of the Robert Mueller investigation, are Democrats going to let this go?
No, I suspect Democrats, I mean, just as you were saying with Mike Emanuel, Democrats are going to try to play this for all it's worth, no matter what happens here. The question, I think, is what does Robert Mueller actually have? And on that, there's a lot we don't know. There's probably much more that we don't know than what we do know at this point, despite the fact that it's been reported on for more than a year. This advances that story. This gives us more information, and it tells us a little bit about why Robert Mueller thinks Mike Flynn lied. It was very specific about his lies, when they happened, what happened, and you also have in the public statement that Mike Flynn gave an admission of wrongdoing. He said that he did these things. So whether or not we find out that there's this grand collusion that Democrats and many in the media have long speculated about, we don't know yet. But what we do know is that Mike Flynn has now pleaded guilty. He's admitted to wrongdoing, and it's related to these calls with Sergei Kislyak.
All right. Stephen Hayes, thank you very much. I
Thanks,
appreciate you bringing us more news.